Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash. Yahweh is the true, holy, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father, Bahasham meaning in the name. Yahweh Shai is the true, holy, and powerful name of His only begotten Son, who is the Savior of the nation of Israel, starting off with the elect within the nation of Israel. Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as you Israelite foreigners scattered abroad that may look like the nations where you've been scattered to, but are Israelites. And I also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in all sincerity and in truth. All right, this is the brother you call from the GMS branch out of Des Moines. I welcome back at you with another lesson inspired by the Holy Spirit, Harakak Kodash. And Lord's will, I want to entitle this lesson, The Land That Is Desolate Will Become Like the Garden of Eden. All right, so pretty much just going into how our land is going to be replenished. All right, because as it is written in the book of Isaiah and various other precepts, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, "Your country is desolate, your cities are burned with fire, your land strangers devour it in your presence, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers." So our land, which is over there in the land of Israel, all right, where those small hats are in small hats are have inhabited it right now. All right, you got those Palestinians, they're fighting over all right, a land that's not theirs, as it goes into the book of Ezekiel, the 36th chapter. All right, but even right now, that land is not yielding the fruit that it's supposed to. All right, see, at one point, our land was very fruitful. All right, used to rain frequently enough to bring forth fruit, and so on and so forth. Right, but right now, our land is desolate. Even when you go into this word, let me go into that word desolate. It says what a let me see, devastation, waste, desolation, right? But in the Genesis Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, it says desolation, a desert. All right. It's a desert right now. Okay. But once again, when the true Israelites are in that land, when the Lord brings us back over there, all right, that land is going to yield forth great fruit. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 36 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, and that's when we get those new bodies, all right, pursuant to the new covenant that the Lord promised into the house of Israel and the house of Judah, that the Lord will put within us a new heart, all right, to where we won't be able to sin anymore. We're going to get those new bodies, right, where we won't be able to go off, okay, not die, not deteriorate, be immortal, right? That was the promise given unto the house of Israel and the house of Judah, okay? So it says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the waste shall be builded, and the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by." Now I want to go into this clip here, all right, to show you how our land is desolate right now. Okay, it says this is from the infographic show YouTube channel. It says how Israel is turning a desert into farmland. Okay, so once again, right now our land is a desert, and you have these devils having to go through all types of uh, um, different methods, all right, to try and sustain themselves in our land. Okay, which shows you that they aren't the true people, and this is definitely not the kingdom, because in the kingdom, this is going to be a land flowing with milk and honey. All right, you got these different, all right, them small hats over in that land because they have these different um, ways of agriculture through science and so on and so forth. They like to try and say now it's a land of milk and honey. No, okay, it doesn't even rain in that land as often. All right, as we're gonna show in this clip. All right, the Lord still has his land being cursed right now. All right. As a matter of fact, just to show forth, man, that our land wasn't as a desert as it is right now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this in the book of Deuteronomy, the 11th chapter. This is Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 10. "For the land whither thou goest in to possess it is not as the land of Egypt from whence ye came out, where thou sowedest thy seed and waterest it with thy foot as a garden of herbs." Okay, see, back in ancient Egypt, our forefathers had to go through great labor to go get food, or to go get water, or to water the different herbs in the fields and so on and so forth, because it didn't rain as often in Egypt. So they had to make canals, right, from the Nile. All right, they had to carry water, to go water their different gardens and fields and so on and so forth. But the Lord is reassuring us that the land that we were going to inherit, being the land of Israel, known as the land of Canaan, before we inherited that land, right? It wasn't going to be like that because the Lord was going to bless, all right, bless us with allowing rain to come down from heaven frequently, all right, and it was full of canals and so on and so forth, right? It says, just to prove that point, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, and verse 7. For the Lord Yahweh thy power bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of valleys and hills, right? So it had brooks of waters, you know, valleys of fountains and hills, so on and so forth. So very fruitful, right? A land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates, a land of oil, olive, and honey, a land wherein thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack anything in it, a land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig brass. But currently, the land isn't like that. But when we got into that land, the Lord had it very fruitful. All right, showing you that once again, that land is cursed right now. All right, this is back in Deuteronomy. Let me see, chapter 11 and verse 10. For the land whither thou goest in to possess it is not as the land of Egypt from whence ye came out, where thou sowest thy seed and waterest it with thy foot, as the gardens of herb, but the land whither ye go to possess it is a land of hills and valleys, and drinketh water of the rain of heaven. All right, so the Lord was going to bless that land to have rain and so on and so forth, right? Now I'm going to go back to this clip here and then play a little bit of it.
How do you grow large amounts of crop in
Right, see, in the kingdom, we aren't going to have to go through all these, extra steps to actually sustain ourselves on this land. All right, if you actually listen to the totality of this clip, which I'm not going to play all of it, and it's 14 minutes, but if you listen to the totality of it, they go through the processes that they have to do, all right, to just have water in this land. All right, see, they get water from the what is it, the Mediterranean, which is salt water. So then they have to go through a huge process of reverse osmosis, okay, to remove the salt from the water. All right. And then they have to go through another process to put the minerals back in the water to actually use it, spending billions and billions of dollars. All right. Because of what? The Lord cursed the land, all right, to where it's not yielding forth its fruit, right? But in the kingdom, we aren't going to have to go through all these extra things to for our land to actually grow and have fruit and actually feed the people on it, man, as the people in the land are doing right now. Right now, just a side note here, all right, because you said that most of this land is a desert. Now, if you're looking at this map, just to expand it. Now, what they have, and when we got into our land of inheritance, we had like a small portion right over here. But in reality, what was promised unto Abraham was all the way from the Euphrates River, which goes up here, right, to the great river of Egypt, which is the Nile River. So we got all of this, even down to Saudi Arabia. We're going to have all of that. And even though it's a desert right now, all right, it's going to be a fruitful land, right? Let me just back that up just to show forth that that's actually all a part of our inheritance that we're going to receive in the kingdom of heaven. And we never received that. So showing you that it was future prophecy that we will receive this when Yahweh Shah returns, all right, and we're placed in our land, as so many prophecies mentioned. There's Genesis chapter 15 and verse 18. And the same day the Lord Yahweh made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land from the river of Egypt unto the great river, the river Euphrates, right? Now just going to another map to show that. So this is the river of Egypt being the Nile. So all of this is ours. All right. And we didn't have all of that. All right. All of this, Saudi Arabia. All right. This is all ours. Okay. This is all of ours. All right. And we're going to get that in the kingdom. And right now, like I had mentioned before, all that's a desert land. Now, this is just a clip from, you see the Logan Lotus. All right. The Rub al Khali. All right. The empty quarter. So this is actually a huge desert that's in Saudi Arabia. All right. Now I'm going to play a little bit of this just to show forth how desolate This land is, all right? Nothing but sand dunes, right? But this is all a part of our inheritance. It's not going to look like this when the Lord beautifies the place of his beautifies his sanctuary, man. All right, where we're going to be in the land of Israel. You can't grow anything here right now. Look at all that, man. All right, nothing but sand everywhere, right? It's unfruitful. It's a desolation. But this is all going to be greenery at one point, man. Okay? This is all going to be ours, all right? And full of cities and so on and so forth, man. So going back to this, let me go back forward a little bit. Right. So he said that parts of the country, let me slow this down a little bit. All right, I'm gonna play it back. Right. So right now, this is what they have to go through, man. All right, it's dry land, right? So that's why Esau, instead of him, okay, uh, um, conducting himself, all right, according to the law, statutes, and commandments, all right, the Lord might even bless it to where to at least bring forth more rain, right? But this land is completely desolate right now. It's nothing but a desert. That's why they spend those billions of dollars just to get water into the land so that people can sustain themselves in that land. All right, but the Lord is doing this according to their wickedness, man. Just like back when we were in our land, all right, and when the northern kingdom got kicked out, right? When you can read about it in Second Kings, the 17th chapter, all right, those heathen had came into the land, and the Lord sent lions among them, started judging them. So what did they do? All right, the heathen king at that time, he brought priests, all right, to teach the heathen the proper ways on how to conduct themselves in that land, so the Lord wouldn't send forth that judgment upon them, man. See, Esau, if that was him in that situation, instead of all right, instead of conducting himself according to the scriptures, all right, to at least dwell in the land, all right, he go and kill off the lions instead. All right, well, the lions are out killing us. All right, they're after us, so let's just kill all the lions. Right? That's the mentality of Esau. See, whenever the Lord brings judgment upon them for their wickedness, he tries to find a loophole around it to where they can continue to do it. Nah, man. All right. But we know clearly that the Lord is going to remove them completely out of that land in due time. It's right around the corner, man. All right. But let me go back to this. I actually meant to finish this in the book of Deuteronomy. All right, to show you that a part of the punishments that the Lord will do is not send rain upon the land. And that's what we see exactly, man. They said it rains what, like only an inch and a half or 1.2 inches in certain areas. All right, for the whole year. Come on, man. The Lord has cursed cursed that land and the people in that land, man. This is the book of Deuteronomy 11 and verse continuing on in verse 12, it says, a land which the Lord Yahweh thy power careth for, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh thy power are always upon it from the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year. And that's why there's a lot of chariot sightings over in that land, right? So-called UFOs, because those are the eyes of the Lord going to and fro throughout the earth, man, right? You see that a lot, man. But the Lord has always seen what's going down in that land, right? It says, verse 13, and it shall come to pass if ye shall hearken diligently unto my commandments, which I command you this day to love Yahweh your power and to serve him with all your heart and with all your soul, that I will give you the rain of your land in his due season. So showing you that the Lord giving rain, all right, or that the Lord gives rain, okay? That's all from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. And he can withhold rain, okay? It says, the first rain and the latter rain, that thou mayest gather in thy corn and thy wine and thine oil. And I will send grass in thy fields for thy cattle, that thou mayest eat and be full. Take heed to yourselves that your heart be not deceived, and ye turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. And then the Lord Yahweh's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up the heaven. that there be no rain. So this is the Lord speaking unto us. If we were to go against the law, statutes, and commandments, that he would, while we were in the land, shut up the heaven, all right, so that it wouldn't rain, and that the land yield not her fruit, unless ye perish quickly from off the good land uh which Yahweh giveth you, right? And this is what the Lord is doing to them devils even in that land right now. He shut up the heaven, all right, to where it only rains barely, okay? Barely, all right, in that land. But that's all a judgment from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? This is the book of Jeremiah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, and verse 2. It says, lift up thine eyes into the high places and see where thou hast not been lying with. In the ways has thou, it says, in the waves hast thou sat for them as the Arabian in the wilderness, and thou hast polluted the land with thy whoredoms and with thy wickedness. Therefore, the showers have been withholden. So, because we were polluting the land through our wickedness, the Lord withheld the rain from us in certain times while we were still in our land, right? And it's the same thing now, just applying it to Esau, Edom. The Lord is withholding, all right, the rain in that land because of what? The wickedness that's being done. They got Pink City in that land, which is a huge alphabet parade. It's the 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 most sweet tart city, all right, in the world, man. Okay. All types of nastiness going on down in there, man. That's why the Lord's going to completely remove them out of that land, right? It says, therefore the showers have been withholden, and there hath been no latter rain, and thou hast a whore's forehead, and thou, it says, thou refusest to be ashamed, right? And it's the same thing happening with Esau Edom. He's going to forward in his wickedness. So instead of, all right, turning and doing the proper things that he should be doing in that land, all right, instead of doing all that wickedness, he's just trying to find loopholes around the Lord, bringing judgment upon him, man. All right, by doing all this extra stuff, spending billions upon billions, all right, to get water from the Mediterranean and make it clean enough, all right, to where they could actually use it until that water won't actually kill the crops, because salt water kills most crops, right? So they couldn't just get the water from out the Mediterranean, nah, But the Lord has cursed it, man. But anyways, that was that Jeremiah. Let me go back to the clip here.
Families in the country growing plants can be difficult. But there's a reason Israeli farmers would know better.
Right, and that's all I'm gonna grab on this clip, man. I just wanted to point out, how desolate our land actually is. Okay, they be shipping in trees and all types of madness in that land, man. See, once again, when we're in that land, we ain't gonna have to do all that. Okay, the Lord is gonna completely bless us. All right, when we are in that land, right? So let's go back to this in the book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 33 again. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, in the day that I shall have cleansed you from all your iniquities, I will also cause you to dwell in the cities, and the waste shall be builded, and the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. So this desolate, dry land, right, going into this word waste here, in that 33rd verse, it says, because if I'm not mistaken, it says pretty much dry. All right. Yep. So it says dryness. All right. In the Genesis Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, dryness, dry places, a desolation, a place laid waste, ruins. Right. So this dry land, all right, is going to yield forth fruit. Right. Going back, continuing on, Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 34, it says, the desolate land shall be tilled, whereas it lay desolate in the sight of all that passed by. And they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden. So, even going back into this clip here, just showing you how, all right, this is down in Saudi Arabia. This is all a part of our land, right? Up in Israel, we just heard about how much of a desert it is. This is all going to be like the Garden of Eden, okay? This is all going to be like the Garden of Eden, man. That's going to be amazing in the kingdom, right? It says back in Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 34, the desolate land shall be, or verse 35, and they shall say, this land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste and the desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited. Then the heathen that are left round about you shall know that I Yahweh builded the ruined places and plant that was desolate. I, Yahweh, have spoken it, and I will do it. So the Lord is going to make sure that he makes this happen, man. Okay? It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I will yet for this be inquired of by the house of Israel to do it for them. I will increase them with men like a flock, as the holy flock, as the flock of Jerusalem in her solemn feast. So shall the waste cities be filled with flocks of men, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. All right, so areas like this are going to be filled with flocks of men. All right, cities, greenery, right? So when the Lord, man, after the nuclear destruction, man, how the Lord beautifies this place, as we're gonna grab here in the book of Isaiah, man, it's gonna be amazing, man. All right, this is the book of Isaiah. As a matter of fact, let me go up in this Ezekiel the 36th chapter. Really, I could start at the top because it goes into how they. Yep, I'm gonna just start at the top. Ezekiel 36:1. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Therefore prophesy and say, thus it saith the Lord Yahweh, power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that you might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are an infamy of the people. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh power. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and a derision, to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Just showing you what, man, they came into our land, devoured it, right? As it's going to say in this verse 5. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Edom. All right. It says, which have appointed my land into their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. So the Idumeans, the Edomites, are over in our land. Okay, are over in our land doing all types of weirdo-ness, man. Okay. But showing you that who? It's not the true Israelites over in that land. Of course, you had certain groups of Israelites that have flown over there and everything like that. No, the Lord, He's going to deliver us into that land. Okay. He's going to take us over. All right. And when that happens, you'll know. Okay. There won't be any more war in that land, pursuant to the prophecy in the book of Isaiah. And these are all strikes against those Edomites that are in our land today. See, they appointed our land into their possession through what? The Balfour Declaration, right? They appointed it unto them, okay? Showing you who those people are truly in that land. They aren't the true Israelites. But it says, verse 6, prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because ye have borne the shame of the heathen. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, I have lifted up mine hand. Surely the heathen that are round about you, they shall bear their shame. All right, so the Lord is going to deal, all right, with the heathen in that land, okay, and cast them out of it. But ye, O mountains of Israel, ye shall shoot forth your branches and yield your fruit to my people of Israel. So when the Lord's people are taken into that land, that's when it's going to yield forth fruit. All right. That's when it's going to be greenery. That's when it's going to be like the Garden of Eden. But until his people have been delivered into that land through our Lord Yahweh Shai, it's going to continue to be a desert. Okay. You're going to continue to only have an inch of rain a year. All right. It says, until our Lord returns, man. It says, and yield your fruit to my people of Israel, for they are at hand to come. For behold, I am for you, I will turn unto you, and ye shall be tilled and sown. And I will multiply men upon you, all the house of Israel, even all of it, and the city shall be inhabited, and the waste shall be builded. And I will multiply upon you man and beast, and they shall increase and bring fruit. And I will settle you after your old estates, and will do better unto you than at your beginnings, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. So when we read about in the book of Deuteronomy how the Lord was going to take us into that land, and it was tilled, all right, with brooks and valleys and so on and so forth, right? The Lord is going to do better than how it was when we first entered into that land. Okay? It's going to be better than how it was when we got over there, right? bringing forth more fruit, right? The scriptures talk about what the land of milk and honey. That's going to be what those deserts that we're looking at that we saw in those different images. Those deserts are going to be valleys of greenery, man. Cattle everywhere. All right, cities. Okay, full of Israelites, all righteous, man. That's how our land is gonna be. Not no damn desert, all right? But it says, yeah, I will cause men to walk upon you, even my people Israel, and they shall possess thee, and thou shalt be their inheritance, and thou shalt no more henceforth bereave them of men. Okay? So let's go ahead and grab this in the book of Isaiah, and we'll start at verse 4. Lift up thine eyes round about and see all they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy son shall come from far, and thy daughter shall be nursed at thy side. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear, meaning that what? We're going to be in amazement, all right, and be enlarged because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee, and the forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. So you're going to have the heathen that are bringing in all types of resources, precious stones, spices, cattle, all right, their daughters, right, for maids and handmaids and servants and so on and so forth. They're going to be constantly bringing us those things, man. Okay. It says the multitude of camels shall come over. It says the multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of Yahweh. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Naboth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up with acceptance on mine altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows? Right, talking about the chariots. Okay, see, in the kingdom, man, we're gonna have chariots over all of our dwelling places. You're gonna be able to go wherever you want at any point, right? Just to back that up. All right, this is the book of Isaiah, the fourth chapter. All right, Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, and Yahweh will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion and upon her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day. All right, that's a what? A so called UFO. All right. It says, in the shining of a flaming fire by night, for upon all the glory, it says, for upon all the glory shall be a defense. Okay, so this is what the Lord is going to do for us, man. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain. Right? So Jake is going to have chariots over there, dwelling places, man. You know, this is going to be glorious, man. This, man. Can only imagine, but it says, I have not seen, ear have not heard what the Lord has prepared for them that love them, you know? So this is going to be magnificent, all right? But back in Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 8, who are these that fly as a cloud and as the doves to their windows, right? To their what? Their dwelling places, man. Surely the isles shall wait for me, meaning serve us, okay, the different heathens, right? In the ships of Tarshish first, to bring thy sons from far, their silver and their gold with them unto the name of Yahweh thy power, and the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. So Jake is going to have plenty of servants to build up any and everything that you want, right? Therefore, thy gates shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, that their kings may be brought. It says, for the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. And this is the main point, verse 13. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box tree, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, right? In the place of the Lord's sanctuary. Well, first and foremost, who's the Lord's sanctuary, man? This is the book of Second Corinthians 6 and 16. And what agreement hath the temple of the Most High with idols? For ye are the temple of the living power. So we are that sanctuary. We are that temple. All right. As the Most High has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their power, and they shall be my people. Okay, so it said that what the Lord is going to beautify the place of his sanctuary, the place of his people. And where is the Lord going to take us? In that land where he promised to our forefathers. Going back to that promise to Abraham. All right, from the great river Euphrates all the way to the river of Egypt, being the Nile. All that's ours, man. All the way down to Saudi Arabia and so on and so forth, man. It says Jeremiah chapter 16 and 15. I'll start at 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that it shall no more be said, the Lord Yahweh liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, being here in Babylon, all right, America, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, right, where we've been scattered, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. So the land that was given unto our forefathers, that is where we're going to be taken. Okay. And that is the chief land that the Lord is going to beautify. Back in Isaiah chapter 60, in verse 13, the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box tree together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glory. So the Lord isn't going to only just beautify our land, he's going to beautify the earth. All right. But our land, specifically being the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Eden, is going to far surpass the beauty of the rest of the earth, man. And this is what all awaits us, man. You know? So the Lord is going to turn those deserts, right, into fruitful lands, man. I just wanted to pull this up real quick. Now, this is just a little imagery, right? Now, this is just a place in Croatia. But imagine the Lord turning a desert, right? Going back into this, turning this into this. This is what the Lord is going to do, man. And it's going to far surpass this, man. But this is just some beautiful imagery, man, on some places that's already here while the earth isn't yielding forth its fruit once again. It was said under Cain, all right, under the rulership of Cain, that the earth was not going to yield forth its fruit. Okay, so even the beauty of the earth that's in certain areas, man, because this devil is ruling, right? It's not even yielding forth its fruit, man. All right, to the fullness of it. Back in the ancient world, man, it took two strong men to carry a cluster of grapes, man. Okay, you can't find that anywhere throughout the earth. All right, a child can carry a cluster of grapes, man. So this earth isn't nearly all right yielding forth the fruit that it can under a righteous rulership, right? Right now the earth is like a raisin. Okay? The earth is like a raisin, man. Shriveled up, you know, but it's gonna yield forth its fruit and its youth again, man, when as it is written in the book of Isaiah or Sirach, the 10th chapter, man. All right, that the Lord is gonna set over it one that is profitable. Okay, and that's Yahweh Shai, man. you know. But that's really it, man. Through the spirit, I just wanted to go through those different things, man. I was meditating on, you know, just how desolate the land is, and man, how the Lord is just gonna beautify it, man. From a desert to an oasis of fruitful vines and vineyards and everything like that, man. That's gonna be amazing, man. But I'm ended right there through the Spirit, Lord, is what I was edifying. I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kakurash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in all sincerity and in truth. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.